from a 33-game winning streak to averaging 50 points for a season. These are the top 10 most unbreakable records in the NBA. Bill Russell, 11 championships as a player. Legendary Boston Celtics center Bill Russell holds the most valuable record in league history. In the late 1950s and the 60s, he led his Boston Celtics to 11 NBA titles. Russell's competition wasn't easy either, engaging in battles against Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, and Elgin Baylor on the regular. With all-time great teammates such as Bill Sharman, John Havlicek, and Bob Cousy, the Boston Celtics of the 1960s still remain the most dominant dynasty in league history. Throughout Russell's time in the NBA, he averaged 15.1 points and outstanding 22.5 rebounds a game with 4.3 assists. Bill Russell was the best defensive player of his era. However, his stats won't tell you that, as blocks and steals were not yet recorded. If they were, there was a strong chance that he could have been the all-time leading shot blocker. Bill Russell was the ultimate team player, and the media loved him for it, winning 5 MVPs along with his 11 titles. His Boston Celtics still remain the only team in league history to have the worst offense in the league and still win a title thanks to Bill Russell's outstanding defense. There isn't even a chance of this happening again due to the heavy turnover of players being traded and not staying loyal to their respective clubs. Steph Curry, most three-pointers in a career. What makes this record so impressive is the fact that Steph Curry is far from done yet. At the time of making this video, Steph Curry has made 3,557 shots from downtown. What makes this record so unbreakable is the efficiency that Curry had to shoot with to achieve such high numbers. Over his 15 seasons in the NBA, Steph Curry shot a remarkable 43% from deep, while also leading his Golden State Warriors to 4 NBA titles. It's not only the percentage, but how difficult the shots he takes are, at times making it look Steph-effortless. Current players who are trailing Curry include Damian Lillard, James Harden, Klay Thompson, and LeBron James. However, all of these guys will not pass up Curry, as James Harden, being the closest, is still 700 shots behind Steph. It's very unlikely that we'll ever see a player like Steph Curry. From the incredible shooting to the off-ball actions, Curry is truly a one-of-a-kind player. By the time his career is over, the three-point record should be far out of reach. Wilt Chamberlain, 55 rebound game. And we've made it to the Wilt Chamberlain section of this video, but it isn't the record that you were thinking of. On November 21st, 1960, against the Boston Celtics, Chamberlain grabbed an astounding 55 rebounds in a single game. Even Bill Russell wasn't able to slow down the Big Dipper on this historic night. The best rebounders in the game today are Domantas Sabonis, Rudy Gobert, and Anthony Davis, who all averaged 12 rebounds a game. The highest rebounding game of the 2023-24 season so far was Andre Drummond, who secured 25 versus the Atlanta Hawks. Even the greatest rebounders in NBA history never got close to Wilt's 55. Dennis Rodman's best rebounding game was on March the 4th, 1992 versus the Indiana Pacers, where Rodman pulled down 34 rebounds, still 21 short of Wilt. This record will not only never be broken because of the high number, but also the amount of rebounds available played a huge part also. In the 1960s, the average field goal rate was lower than today, as more misses equal more rebounds. The most points scored in a single game. Yet again, it's Wilt Chamberlain who holds this unbelievable record, as he scored 100 points versus the Knicks in 1962. Wilt was truly in his prime, as he was virtually unstoppable in this point of NBA history. It's true that Chamberlain was able to dominate the painted area, but many believe he was just a run and dunk player, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Chamberlain was a proficient fadeaway jump shooter similar to Dirk Nowitzki, and believe it or not, he didn't actually like to dunk, as he wanted to show people that he had finesse and he wasn't just bully ball. Jerry West said it best, stating that the best thing God ever did was make Wilt Chamberlain a nice man. He truly could have averaged even more if he decided to dominate the paint like Shaq, as Wilt could allegedly bench press 600 pounds, easily making light work of any of the strongest defenders in the league at the time. Not only did Wilt have an 100-point game this season, but he did something more unbelievable, and you'll find that out later in the video. Kobe Bryant was the closest player to Wilt's record with his 81-point game versus the Toronto Raptors, but believe it or not, this record has a high chance of actually being broken. Only a season ago, we witnessed Damian Lillard and Donovan Mitchell explode for 71-point games. As in my opinion, it's only going to be a matter of time until we see the next 100-point game. Well, let me know in the comments section which year you think this feat will happen. Most assists in a career. John Stockton holds this impressive record, as he managed to dish out 15,806 assists over the course of his 18 seasons in the league. His highest assist season ever was in the 1989-90 season, where he averaged 14.5 assists per game. Stockton led the league in assists per game for 9 straight seasons from 1988 to 1996. Not only does Stockton lead the NBA in total assists, but he also leads the league in total steals all time. John Stockton never had a season where he didn't average at least 1 steal per game, reaching as high as 3.2 in the 1988-89 season. Stockton is famously known as the white guy that Jordan beat in the finals, but what people fail to recognize is his all-time brilliance when it came to passing the basketball. If Utah could have received a little bit more help, or even just had the ball roll their way a couple more times, they could have been champions. AC Green, 1,192 games in a row. AC Green was a key part of the Los Angeles Lakers Showtime dynasty throughout the 1980s. abilities, providing the defense and rebounding ability that the team required. His most valuable asset was his availability though. Green played in 1,192 games in a row, and yes, he came off the bench, but he still averaged 29 minutes a game. Over the course of his career, he only missed 3 games in his 19 seasons in the NBA, making this a truly phenomenal record. In the current day, the longest streaks are held by Kevon Looney and Mikal Bridges, with Bridges playing in over 400 straight games. For Mikal to reach AC Green's record, it would involve a lot of luck and another 10 straight seasons without missing a single game. The highest points per game average for a season. Arguably the most impressive record in today's video is the 50 points per game season by Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt's 1962 season has to be the best individual season of any player of all time, averaging 50 points a game, scoring 100 points in a single game, and his 55 rebound game all in the one season is truly phenomenal. His averages for the 1962 NBA season are a goofy 50.4 points, 25.7 rebounds, shooting an effective 61% from the field. What allowed Wilt to dominate had nothing to do with his competition and all to do with his workload. Chamberlain averaged 48.5 minutes per game, virtually playing every second of his team's season. However, even with his outrageous statistics, he not only didn't win the MVP, but he also didn't win a title, both won by Bill Russell. What an honor it would have been to be watching the NBA in this point in the league's history. A truly unbelievable season and one of the most mind-blowing records ever. The longest winning streak of all time. Wilt Chamberlain is back at it again with his 1972 Los Angeles Lakers, who won 33 straight games, en route to an NBA title, beating Kareem's Bucks and Walt Frazier's New York Knicks in the finals. The Lakers on paper looked like a powerhouse, with Wilt and Jerry West providing the 1-2 punch, and other important players such as Gail Goodrich and soon-to-be legendary head coach Pat Riley. However, Chamberlain and West were in the twilight of their career, and their third option for the years past, Elgin Baylor, had retired at the beginning of the season. Coming into the season, nobody expected this Lakers team to be that good. However, this would all change as the team decided to use Wilt as a defensive hub, while also running the offense through him, similar to how the Denver Nuggets use Nikola Jokic on offense. Chamberlain's passing ability was an underrated part of his game, as he once led the league in total assists in 1968. It was clear once the regular season tipped off that nobody had an answer for this team. Their 33-game streak started on the 5th of November, and they wouldn't lose another game for 65 days. On the 9th of January, their 33-game winning streak came to an end at the hands of the reigning champs, the Milwaukee Bucks, as Kareem got the better of Wilt on this occasion. However, Wilt would have his revenge on Kareem and the Bucks in the upcoming playoffs. Most wins in a single season. One of the most intriguing records in NBA history has to be Golden State's 73-win season. It's hard to imagine a 73-win team being remembered in a bad light, but that's exactly what happened for the Golden State Warriors. 73 wins proved to not be enough to beat the Cavs in the NBA Finals, falling in 7 games after leading the series 3-1. This Warriors team was supposed to comfortably go all the way, with all-around talent featuring Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and key bench pieces such as Sean Livingston and Andre Iguodala. However, in the finals, LeBron James and Kyrie Irving played some of the best basketball in NBA history, pulling off the greatest upset of all time. A 73-win season will likely never be repeated, as the NBA has begun to be more competitive over the last few seasons. The highest win count last season was the Milwaukee Bucks with only 58 wins. It's rare that a team even cracked 60 wins, as the closest teams to the 73-win season was of course the 1996 Chicago Bulls, who won 72 games, and behind them are some of the greatest teams in NBA history, with the 1972 Lakers with 69 wins, the 1967 Philadelphia 76ers led by Wilt Chamberlain, and the 1986 Boston Celtics with 67 wins. The last team to crack even 60 was the 2022 Phoenix Suns with Booker and CP3, who ended up losing in the second round to the Dallas Mavericks. The NBA's all-time leading scorer. Finally, the most unbreakable record in league history is the all-time scoring record, currently held by LeBron James. For the 40 years leading up to the 2023 NBA season, the scoring record was held by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. When the record was set, it was thought to be an impossible feat, as Kareem ended his career with 38,000 points. However, after 20 seasons in the league, LeBron James did the unthinkable, becoming the NBA's all-time leading scorer. The longevity and the sustained greatness of LeBron makes this a near untouchable record. For a player to have a chance at breaking the record, they will have to hit the ground running in their rookie season, averaging over 20 points a game, and will have to quickly up those numbers to 25 to 30 points a game for more than 20 seasons straight to take the record back, while also managing to stay healthy throughout that time. Right now in the NBA, there's basically nobody who has a chance to break the record, as even Luka Doncic has slipped below where LeBron was at this time in his career. Which record is likely to be broken first, and which is the most unbreakable? Let us know in the comments below.